I'm going to jump off the screen. This Black Friday, we are launching our 2020 range of Wright products. So let the countdown begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch! Boom! How was that, right? Amazing. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys and happy Black Friday, and welcome to the first keynote launch of products for the window cleaning industry, 2020 products. I'll give you a little bit of a history about Wright, right? We started, I was a window cleaner 2006 to 2009, and I was a single dad raising 2 kids, running a window cleaning business, selling window cleaning, cleaning franchises. And then 2010, Harrison and I moved to China. I actually moved selling solar thermal systems for 5-star hotels and hospitals. I had a Chinese partner. We got $1 million deal, and I had some commission, and then he didn't pay me my commission, so I said, this doesn't work for me. So I said to Harrison, he's already left school at 16, and I said to Harrison, hey, you know, I got to give you an education. Let's start a business together. It'll either not work or work, and that'll be your education, right? It'll either be negative or positive, right? And so, because I was a window cleaner before, I used to sell Excel poles from Denmark and import them and sell them in Australia. And I always thought that thank you, I thought, that's my Red Bull working. I just thought that window cleaning poles were not designed exactly the way I would have them. So we came to Shanghai, and we started with just Harrison and me in 2011 in an apartment in Shanghai. January 2012, we went to the IWCA. That was our first time in America, and it was really, really amazing. And 2015, we became manufacturer direct. And what happened when we became manufacturer direct was the same time that we met Dr. Douglas J. Mills he's now in Dallas, Texas. And when we met Doug Mills and we went manufacturer direct, we realized that we were selling tools, not just water-fed poles. And we realized that our customer was going to give us the feedback, and we would be able to make better products, better tools. We had more margin to work with, so we could deliver better value.
Hey, Baz, try
yes.
your AirPods out.
One AirPod out, maybe?
Both in the case.
Both in the case. Sound is still bad?
Sound is still bad, and Candela, we're listening. We are reading, it's just a little lag.
Okay, good. Let's try that. That's much better for me too, because I can hear myself. All right, so we'll wait for your feedback on the sound, yeah? Okay, so what happened in the industry is an absence of innovation. So we saw a niche because we saw products that haven't been changed in 80 years. Like Ettore Stocconi invented the squeegee in 1936, and the design of the squeegee rubber hasn't changed since then. And we saw there's 80-year-old companies, there's 30-year-old companies, there's 20-year-old companies, there's 10-year-old companies. Well, that's what we are now. We're now 10 years old. And what we realize is that there's this one-size-fits-all mentality in our industry. When I got my first water-fed pole, it was called a water-fed pole because it was a pole with a brush on it. 4 years later, when I stopped window cleaning, that same brush was on that same pole. They were integral. So people saw the water-fed pole as a pole and a brush, right? So now we can talk about how there are three parts to a system. There's the brush which cleans the glass, there's the pole which puts the brush on the glass. The pole is juxtaposed against the ladder. And then there's the filter which gives you the spot-free water. So you can integrate and interchange those three items. But if you go back then, that wasn't possible. So what we've done is we've spent the last 8 years spending 8 years to save you minutes. Like each incremental change you've seen us work on, each development that we've done, each one has delivered minutes, which have turned into, tens of minutes, half of hours of savings, to the point now that we could categorically declare that we're 10 times faster than traditional window cleaning. We're 4 times faster than any other water-fed system. We've got that evidence from the customers. It's anecdotal, but it's real. We've got 8 years of talking to people. Now here's my question. In what other trade, when the tradesman is given his tools, is he given just one? Right? So this is the thing of the industry. You get one mop, one squeegee, and I know we've got more than one, but the principle of one when you compare it to any other tradesman, you compare it to pressure washers, or you compare it to carpenters, or you compare it to electricians, their toolbox is so much bigger than a window cleaner's. And then we look at the average hourly rate of a window cleaner compared to the other trades, and we see that it's significantly lower than the other trades. So my thinking is that those two things went hand in hand. So when we look at what might be the solution and what does reach it, we just felt that if we listened, if we asked, we listened, we think about what people are saying. So we're bringing the camera closer, because it's good. And then we make, and then we go through the cycle again. So with this product, we now have to ask, and we have to listen, and we have to think, and we have to make. And then we have to ask and listen and think and make. Now, some of the feedback comes back, destructively critical. Some of it comes back constructive criticism. Some comes back as praise. And overwhelmingly, the reason why we reach it today is because for the majority of people, we've got it right. So we have a massive following, a massive customer base, which enables us to become bigger and bigger every year, and it's been a fantastic journey for us, and we appreciate you guys, right? So what we think is the answer is innovation, right? That there's so much opportunity in our industry to look at innovation. We can't do it without the community. So there's the innovation belongs in the community. We call it crowdsourced design. And it's good? Yeah. Okay, you good? I'm good. Sound is good. All right, sorry about that. Right? And no, I'm good. Yep. And we need our team. So we have innovation because we can listen to the community. If we don't have a community, we've got nothing to listen to, so we can't innovate, because I'm not on the tools anymore, right? And we have a team. We have an amazing team. We have 35, 36, 37 people. We're putting new people on all the time in the Reach It team. We're a family of, I don't really like the word family in business, but actually, any of you come to China and come and visit us here, or you talk to the guys in the States, we have an amazing, enthusiastic, passionate team, right? And everybody believes in what we're doing. Everybody can see the results. We share when people PM me praise and encouragement and go for it and do it, and don't let the bastards get you down and all those messages. We share that stuff, okay? And our mantra is to confront, to challenge the status quo. Right? And sitting in there is a gold mine, because all the DIY guys, everybody out there, all of you are the same as I was as a window cleaner. I was making little gadgets and adjusting this and adjusting that. I had the ladderless window cleaning company. We had no ladders. So I had to make a water-fed pole work, or I had to give the job away to somebody else. So, there's dozens of guys like us. So what we're doing and what we've done and what we continue to do, and we gather momentum in our process, is to launch new products that save you time. For 100 years now, people have cleaned windows. They started with newspaper and spirits. Ettore Stacconi came out with a squeegee. He would do a straight pull and wipe the blade, straight pull and wipe the blade, straight pull and wipe the blade, right? Then Willie Erkin came out with a wagtail where he did a 2-in-1 with a flip, and 20 years later, Mormon is now following through his designs, his patents that have expired and things like that. You know, there's guys now who has done some innovation on the traditional side, and we took on that mantra, that target on the water-fed side. Right? Because we understand that time is money. Your time is money. Like, if anybody asks us, like, which tool should I buy? Should I buy this brand, that brand, this brand, that brand, or Reach It? Well, I can tell you, they all clean windows. Right? Because Newspaper and Spirits cleans windows. Squeegees and Mops cleans windows. Everybody's tools cleans windows. The question you want to ask is how fast? Right? Because what's changed between 1936 and before and now is how fast you can clean windows, which delivers you your hourly rate, which delivers you your quality of life. That's where I am. That's where our team is. We believe in that. Okay? So the enemy of our industry is dumbification, generalization, and mystification, so that products could be kept simple, right? So they're universalized, right? So that you can put them in an e-commerce store and somebody can click and say, I'll have a mop. Click, I'll buy some squeegee rubber. Click, I'll buy a brush, whatever. But it's all simplified. And I believe that a real tradesman should have the right tool for the right task so he can do it faster. So that's why you can see the generation of Reach It. And the answer is simple. If you have simple tools, you don't need to educate. If you don't need to educate, you don't have to spend the time with the customer. So your profitability as a reseller, your profitability as a distributor is so much better if you don't have to interact with the customer, right? Because it's a built-in, that you have to build in that cost of service to the customer base, right? But at Reach It, we went manufacturer direct. We said we'll talk to the customer direct, we'll educate the customer direct, and we've stayed online and we've answered every question, we've dealt with every issue, and we know that we've had some problems through the years. We've really gone across the line to make things that have never been made before, and some things have had problems for some people, and we've stuck with those people. No man left behind. That's what we do, right? We stay with you as best we can. If we don't know you've got a problem, we can't help you. That's the only little sort of sideline if somebody writes, didn't help me, right? Well, maybe you didn't tell me. Okay, so the same hat doesn't fit all, right? One size fits all is not the way to go to make a great tool. Okay, so let's talk about the giveaway, right? If you share this feed to anybody, right? You can share it to a group, you can share it to a friend, you can share it to your wife, it doesn't matter, but if you share it, we will see it, and you'll get the chance to win a radial brush. We're actually going to give away 3 radial brushes. In addition, any of you that share will be able to buy an original gunslinger for $19.95. So if you've never tried a gunslinger, like we've got 290 of them in the States still. If you haven't tried a gunslinger, $19.95, that's cheaper than a plastic Boab, right? Only in the USA, right? If you're in Canada, if you have a delivery address in the USA, we've got nothing against Canadians, but we don't export from USA to anywhere. So delivery address USA, $19.95. So if you want a gunslinger for $19.95, share this feed, right? We'd love to make it the biggest event that's ever happened in the window cleaning industry, the most number of views. We'll tell you all about it later. Okay? So that's our summary. We're about Reach It. A little history, a little bit of an insight so you get where we're going, what we're trying to achieve. We've got loads of new products coming out in 2020 over and above these 7, but these 7 are all in production right now.